Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Íśopanișad, mantra number 14. Sambhutimcha vināṣañca yastad vedo bhayam saha vināṣena mrityum tirtva asambhutyamritam Together. Sambhutincha vināṣañca yastad vedo bhayam saha vināṣena mrityum tirtva asambhutyamritam. One thing I just want to mention that in the mantra you will see tirtva, then avagraha is there, asambhutya. Then another avagraha is there, amritam ashnute. You know, many acharyas from different school, they explained this mantra in different way. In earlier days, when we call anyone as acharya, like Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya, why we used to call them acharya? Because as the tradition, they had to write commentary on Prasthanatraya, Upanishad, 10 Upanishad mainly, or any Upanishad. Then Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra. 10 Upanishad I told because Adi Shankaracharya ji wrote the commentary on 10 Upanishads. Many people vaguely tell that those 10 Upanishads are the main Upanishads. But it's not correct. All Upanishads are main Upanishad, and all the Upanishads, the central theme is same. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji took 10 Upanishads because those 10 Upanishads are a little bit critical. But in his commentary, he quoted many other Upanishads like Kaushitaki Upanishad, Svetasvatara Upanishad. And not only that, actually he picked up the idea from Brahma Sutra. Because in Brahma Sutra, those 10 Upanishads have been taken up by Maharshi Vedavyasa. Because in 10 Upanishads, some contradictory mantras are there, which is not clear in Upanishad, or confusion may be created in our mind. That is why Bhagavan Vedavyas ji raised those mantras and the concept to clear for ourselves. So in that sense, you can say that those 10 Upanishads are the major Upanishad. But all the Upanishads are having the same importance in our life. Now, that many acharyas from different schools, different darshana, different philosophy, they skipped asambhutya part, they wrote sambhutya. And if you change it, the entire philosophy gets changed. If you are interested to study more, I can tell you that in the Bani Vilas Prakashani, they wrote Tirtva Sambhutya. And in Nirnay Sagaram publication, they also wrote Tirtva Sambhutya. Okay. But very authentic publication for Upanishad, see, our Chinmaya mission, Ramakrishna mission, they are all later part, Before that also, we had Upanishads from many authentic publications. Among them, Astekar publication, they put it into the right way. And nowadays, we generally follow Kailash Mat. If we have any doubts in any Upanishadic mantra, we generally follow Kailash Mat. Even our Chinmaya mission too. So first we will do Anvaya. Yaha, जिन्होंने संभूतिम, भगवान शंकराचार्य जी ने इसको बताया गया है असंभूतिम, मतलब प्रकृति को, विनाशम च, मतलब असंभूतिम विनाशम च, प्रकृति को और कार्य ब्रह्म को, कार्य ब्रह्म मतलब हिरण्यगर्भ, तद वो, उभयम, उभय को, दोनों को, सह मतलब एक साथ, मतलब प्रकृति और कार्य ब्रह्म एक ही है, ये जानकर वेद जानते हैं, सह मतलब वो व्यक्ति, विनाशेन मतलब विनाशी हिरण्यगर्भ का उपासना द्वारा मृत्युम तीर्त्वा, मृत्यु क्या है ना, अधर्म और कामना आदि दोष उत्पन्नकारी जो अनैश्वर्य है, उसको मृत्यु बोलते हैं. जैसे हमारा शास्त्र में whenever the पूजा happens, ओम अधर्माय नमः, ओम अवैराग्याय नमः, ओम अनैश्वर्याय नमः, all such mantras are there. So those are the part of the ajnanam, ignorance. That tirtva, having crossed over, asambhutya, by the help of prakriti upasana, amritam asnute, they get moksha, but in the form of prakriti laya. Clear? So, in English, Sambhutim. You can, I'm just trying to simplify. Gurudev also has done the same. Sambhutim means impersonal God. Cha and Vinasham, personal God. Cha and Yaha, who, Tat, that, Veda, knows, Ubhayam, both, Saha, together, Vinashena. Here Vinashena means by personal God, जो विनाशशील है, who is perishable, मृत्युम, death, तीर्थवा, crossing over, sambhutya, by impersonal God, amritam, immortality, ashnute, enjoys or obtains. So what does it mean? He who worships the impersonal God and the personal God together, he or she overcomes death through the worship of the personal God and obtains immortality through the worship of the impersonal God. Here Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji takes Sambhuti to mean the primordial matter, means Mahat Tattva. In Sankhya philosophy, that concept comes. That first Mahat comes, which we Vedantins often tells as Hiranyagarbha. But according to Sankhya, that Mahat Tattva is central ego, which we may call as Prakriti or nature. From that, according to Sankhya, the personal ego comes, which is not in its expression an effect, but the very cause for the entire manifested Prakriti. By the term Asambhuti, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji understands as the karya, effect, means the Saguna Brahma. That is the beauty of the Sanatana Dharma. In other religious faith, they always deal with this Saguna Brahma and Nirakar, because they propagate God is without form. Yes, we also acknowledge it. That is called Nirakara. But Saguna, God works there. Then he is Karma Phaladata, giver of the result of the karma. In different religious faith, their God is totally without form. Nobody can see him. If you try to imagine and paint, you will be butchered then and there by their religion, by those religious faith. But it is there on the last day, when you are in the graveyard, their God comes and starts judgment. And that person can see their God. What a contradiction. Here in Sanatana Dharma, how it is distinctly says, Saguna Sakar. Yes, God is there, the totality. He works. He is with attribute and he is with form. Then Saguna Nirakara. Another concept of God is there, who is with attribute but formless. Then Nirguna Nirakara. Not a single religion you will get this concept. They don't know even, they never thought of it. That formless, attributeless. That is pure consciousness. Okay, so that karya or effect means Saguna Brahman, the conditioned reality. We need not go into the philosophical hair splitting and exhaust ourselves at present. Just as in the last mantra, in 12, 13 and 14, in 12 mantra, Upanishad has condemned equally and very clearly of two sorts of upasana, Prakriti upasana and Hiranyagarbha upasana. In 13th mantra, Upanishad has spoken clearly the result of each upasana. Clear? So we have here the same ideas expressed, only with the terms changed. Instead of Vidya and Avidya, here we have the personal and the impersonal God used. This particular mantra under discussion certainly implies the meaning already expressed in the earlier mantras and over and over it, over and above it. It has got its own pregnant extra suggestions also. The controversy between bhakti, love, devotion, and jnana, knowledge, is perfectly proved to be empty and hollow by the suggestion contained in this mantra. It is suggested here that these two are not contradictory, but they are complementary. Without knowledge, only devotion is the extreme expression of the emotion. And it ends up with a lot of rituals, rites, customs, and there is a massive chance to enter into the hemisphere of superstition. If your devotion is without knowledge. And if you are having a lot of knowledge, but love, emotion for the Supreme is less, then that knowledge is very dry. And it ends up with super egoistic. A spiritual seeker becomes superbly egoistic person. Because I am Brahman. I am that Supreme. And he has no devotion. It happened in Sri Ramakrishna's life. Sri Ramakrishna was under the tutelage of a strict Vedantin teacher called Totapuri. He did not accept Divine Mother, the divine force, Saguna Brahman. But he very quickly used to be angry and other things. And Sri Ramakrishna used to laugh at him. But lastly, he acknowledged the power of the divine. And he acknowledged, he appreciated that without devotion, this Vedantic knowledge is just useless, incomplete. So the thing is, those are not contradictory, they are complementary. And they are to be practiced serially. Devotion to a personal God with a form and name is as important for the higher meditation as continuous and intense meditation upon the formless reality. That is why you will notice, if you go in each and every non-dual philosophy school, they have their personal deity. If you go to Joshimath, its previous name was Jyotirmath. When after Deepavali, to Akshaya Tritiya, the Bhagavan of Kedarnath is brought to Joshimath. 6 months the Kedarnath temple gets closed. And that is Šankara Bhăşya. And their personal deity is Narasimha. Even in our Chinmaya mission also, everywhere you will see the puja of Bhagavan Shiva, Krishna, everything else. Even the puja we do every day, or sometimes we are unable and we call panditas. The puja they perform, that is the contribution of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. He collected the mantras from several Puranas and started Panchadevata puja. He was a staunch non-dualist, no doubt, but he did it equally. That is why we are blessed with several stotram, Ganga stotram and so many stotram. Beautiful, beautiful stotram. Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange. Ganga stotram, so beautiful. It's the contribution of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji. So, devotion to a personal God with a form and name is very important. So the thing is, it is necessary for the greater realization of the self, Atma. In this intelligent synthesis of bhakti and jnana, devotion and knowledge, the result would be in the rishis, the sages' own words, that we will be able to get over the sorrows of death, meaning the sorrows of finitude. Because of our faith and devotion to the Lord with a form, you know, why we come to study Vedanta, know Vedanta, or what is the purport of spirituality? In one word, if you want to express it, it will be the total cessation of sorrow. Total cessation of sorrow. Atyantika dukkha nivritti and ananda prapti. Attainment of supreme bliss. So, we will be able to get over the sorrows of death if we do it perfectly, serially, together. Means the sorrow of finitude, because of our faith and devotion to the Lord with a form, while our evolution would be fulfilled completely as a result of our higher meditations upon the formless reality. A mere meditation upon the absolute in itself, though it can give a subjective experience of the self or Atma, the Jivan Mukta state, emancipated while living, liberated while living is Jivan Mukta. This state cannot be peaceful and tranquil without a firm hold of the life belt of a staunch and unshakable love, prema, for the Lord of the heart. This is a relation without any relationship. What is the gist of dharma? What is the gist of spirituality, adhyatmikata? That is only Love. Prem is the everything of dharma. I am a dharmika person, very religious. Do puja every day without any fail, wherever we go. 3 times, 4 times, 2 times, 1 time, anything. But I don't have love for the deity and love for the enormous expression around. All I do will be useless. Maximum of us do puja, pata, only in the sense of fear. If I don't do, the God will curse me, punish me. The puja should be with love. Ask God, how are you today? How do you feel today? Are you happy? I have made this sandesh, the sweet, with condensed milk and paneer and all those things. Did you like it? Talk to God. Have you enjoyed it? How delicious. If you make any mistake, go and sit like a baby. Please, please pardon me. I hurt you. That love should be there. He is a real bhakta. He is a real pujari. He is a real worshipper. You know how Swami Vivekananda was dear to Sri Ramakrishna. So, young Swami Vivekananda, when he was Narendranath, he used to come almost every day to Sri Ramakrishna. Though Narendranath could not accept all the attitudes of Sri Ramakrishna while Sri Ramakrishna was alive. His inner conflict was there. Sometimes he used to fight with Sri Ramakrishna with words. A lot of arguments while living Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna stopped talking with Narendranath, for many days. Not only stopped talking, Sri Ramakrishna did not look at him when in a gathering. He never used to look at Narendranath for a certain period of time. Even when he used to see that Swami Vivekananda is coming, he used to turn around his face. But Narendranath never left to come to Sri Ramakrishna. One day Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was impatient and asked Narendranath that I don't talk to you, I don't look at you, yet why do you come to me? Narendranath was very clear in his concept. He told, it is your personal matter. I love you. That is why I come. That is the prime factor in our life. Love, 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 love. If you don't love anything else, all virtues appear to you as, problematic, troublesome. And if you love someone else, love something else, then naturally all the problems get shut down and we can able to see the sprout of the virtues amongst the all demerits. That is the prime factor. That is the essence of love. A mere perfection of Vedanta does not make a man fit to live in the community of men and work in the field of Advaita or Avidya, ignorance, to redeem his generation from the mental and intellectual dustbin into which it has fallen. Again, I'm telling. A mere perfection of Vedanta does not make a man fit to live in the community of men and work in the field of Avidya, to redeem his generation from the mental and intellectual dustbin into which it has fallen. In the context of a cultural renaissance, the great master will have to face different types of challenges in which he can easily find his equilibrium and poise only when he is efficiently guided and continuously rejuvenated by his limitless devotion to the Lord of his heart. Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa's might and glory was his experience of the self. But his life's poise and equanimity were the special blessings of his beloved Mother Kali. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, the redeemer of Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, shall eternally shine through the clouds of time and space because of his superhuman perfection and experience of the self. And yet he could face his opponents along the length and breadth of India as he did in his time, and carve out of a descendant Sanatan Dharma, a renaissance India, crowned with the best of its culture because of his staunch and unquestionable faith in the goddess of learning, Ma Sarda. Hari Om Tat Sat.